I was at Shopify's Editions conference last week, which was a follow up to all of the Editions announcements that had come out the week prior. Obviously, a lot of cool new features that Shopify announced, but being at the actual conference, there were a couple other things that I learned that I decided I would get on here and just share with you because I think that there's some interesting takeaways for everyone. I attended two sessions at the conference itself. One was on Shopify going enterprise and expanding into new enterprise spaces and why they're focusing on those areas. So that was super interesting to me because I actually learned a lot about how Shopify is starting to build for the nonprofit sector or the education sector, or even with more manufacturing or B2B wholesale situations. We actually do focus on B2B wholesale quite a bit at Simple Bundles, but we haven't talked about it a whole lot just because it hasn't been something that's been super tapped into previously. So that's actually interesting that Shopify is starting to talk about this space a little bit more. So that just means that we definitely have a lot more use cases that we're going to start sharing on our end. And then the other talk I went to was about partnering with Shopify. So things like marketing with them or doing events with them and kind of how to get into that space and pitch them super well to get their buy-in to support you on these things. Aside from that, a lot of topics that, were just naturally coming a lot was obviously AI, less about if you should start using AI or not, and more about, okay, we have to use AI now, how do we leverage it in the best ways? And I've actually been hearing that from people who've been going to other conferences, kind of around the same time. And then tariffs was also another hot topic. Again, no surprise there. I didn't actually make it to the tariff chat, unfortunately, but Shopify has come out with a lot of features related to tariffs that have been super helpful. There's the tariffguide.ai, their new AI tool to help you find the right, HS codes or duty rates just by, entering specific product description details and your country of origin. So they're trying to make it easier for you to navigate tariffs. Obviously, displaying duties more to customers, being more transparent about those things. These are all updates that they announced in Editions. So obviously, like, they were talking about that a little bit more at the conference. And so aside from the talks and the learnings, it was a super fun experience. We were at the Shopify office in Toronto where they had robot dogs and lots of other cool things going on. It was a Miami Vice theme. And I'm just very, very excited to be in this space right now. I'm such a big supporter of Shopify and where it's headed and all of the app partners in the space. I think everyone's just doing such amazing things. So, if you're a brand selling on Shopify, stick to it, double down. Shopify has a really good head on its shoulders and they're going to direct you on the right path.